It's Tina and I'm back, and it's time for another car chat. Oh yeah, we're back. It's time for car chat, and I just did a car chat just now, okay? I will link it over here so you can check it out. I was speaking about Becca shutting down and like my feelings about it and why I think it happened, and it's just the end of an era. So I just spoke about that, and since I have more driving to do, I figured I could come back and talk to you guys about what other brands I think are going to be, you know, closing their doors pretty soon, or I think they're on the edge. They're on the edge of collapse because they don't seem to be doing very well at all. And I want your feedback too. What brands do you think are on the outs, like are not gonna make it very much longer? Let me know. Let's be honest, this pandemic and this lockdown, it's global and it's affecting a lot of companies, a lot of brands, a lot of people are losing jobs, and it makes me sad because it's not just, oh, the companies are shutting down, like people are losing jobs. These are people that have been in these jobs for who knows how long, people that founded these companies and they put their everything into it, like their hopes and dreams, and it's like to see it crash and burn, it's so sad. And I'm so sad to see Becca go. So again, check out that video. But we're gonna talk about other brands that I feel like they're on the outs, and they've been on the outs for a couple of years, and I don't see them going on much longer. And I think they're just holding on by the skin of their teeth, and I feel like a lot of these brands may be in the same position as Becca, if not worse. That's my thing. I think this surprised me because Becca, I just didn't see it coming for Becca, but I see it coming for so many other brands. And the fact that Becca was kind of the first to do this, I was like, oh my god. So I think Becca shutting down is an impetus to other brands shutting down. There's no way that a lot of these brands are gonna make it, and that is not me trying to, like, as Jamaicans would say, yeah, goat mouth somebody, like you're calling down something bad. It's not me trying to like send bad energy towards these brands for them to shut down. I'm just saying I see the writing on the wall, and if they haven't seen it yet, or maybe they're just fighting, they're trying to stay afloat, like that's up to them. But child, it ain't looking too savory over there. So let's talk about it. The first brand that comes to mind for me is Lorac. Oh my god, I've been saying this to myself, not to y'all, but to myself. Lorac is about to crash and burn so bad. Why are they still hanging on? Like, why are they still trying? Like, what is going on? I don't understand it, and I don't know who their customer base is. I feel like maybe it's a more mature customer base because the owner, the founder, Lorac, is an older woman. She has more mature skin, and a lot of the products are tailored to more mature skin. They're very effortless, right? They're pretty, but they're not that trendy Instagram highlight out the wazoo kind of setup, you know what I mean? Not full coverage, nothing too intense, nothing too crazy. They don't even do like intense eyeshadows. They do very neutral colors, very neutral palettes, all of it, okay? And their Instagram feed also highlights that. That's what it's catered towards. You'll see a lot of mature skin. You'll see natural skin, no filters on their feed. Like, that's them, right? But how many of the mature audience is flocking to Instagram? How many people with more mature skin are really checking for Lorac? I just don't know. I just don't know. And they're available in Ulta stores and online, right? Are they sold anywhere else? Macy's, Sephora, like they're not there. So I don't know that they have much longer in this space. Like, how much longer can they like stay afloat? I don't know, because their foundations, I haven't heard about them. The only thing that we really heard about was the highlighter. Remember that Gilded Honey highlighter? The swirl, the vivid swirl. I love their highlighters. I love their vivid swirl blushes. Like, those were spectacular. They have their marbled powders as well. But how many people are doing marbled baked powders? Like, how many people are into that? Not the younger crowd, and not the influencer crowd, not the social media crowd. So I don't know how much longer they have. I mean, she's trying. I see her on her Instagram feed. Like, she's a nice woman. I met her in person. I actually went to a Laura Geller event, and she was trying to get into social media and the influencer thing, but I don't think she actually grasped what was going on, and I don't think her marketing team is the best. So I mean, I wish her the best. I wish them the best. I think they had a successful run. They had a good run. You can pack it up, you can turn it in, it's okay. You know, you can say bye. Not everything lasts forever. So I think they're not long for this world, okay? Very sorry to see them go, but bye, okay? Next up, Buxom. Buxom. When was the last time y'all heard about Buxom? The last thing I heard about Buxom was probably recently, their White Russian collection. That White Russian lip gloss was made popular by Jaclyn Hill. And Jaclyn Hill, let's be fair, has a hand in making a lot of these brands popular because she fell in love with one of their products, right? So with Buxom, it was White Russian lip gloss. She went on and on about that lip gloss. It sold out so many times over, but they never truly got their footing with another popular product. I don't know what else they've done that people rave about apart from their lip glosses. They've released other things, liners, eyeshadows. Their single eyeshadows, honestly, truly, are fantastic. Their formulation is actually pretty good, but it's expensive. Nobody's really buying singles that are that expensive to build a palette when they can get an indie brand with stellar formulation for $5, $4. Like, come on, are you kidding me? So I don't know that Buxom has long to go. I don't know. They tried with like a bronzer. Did anybody care about that bronzer? No one cares about Buxom, and they don't have the built-in older audience, like the mature audience that Laura Geller might have. They appeal to the younger crowd. So what are they doing? What are they doing? I don't see it going much further. For real though, when was the last time? I don't even hear anybody talk about Buxom at all. Like, even the little bronzer that could have made a little blip on the radar hardly did well. Okay, they didn't even do a wide range, so I could care less about them. So sorry, Buxom, you're on the way out. Cover effects. You guys have probably noticed that Cover Effects is no longer in Sephora. Okay, that's my first sign. Everything was on sale. They're no longer in Sephora. They're still in Ulta stores though, but I don't know how much longer that's gonna last. They have been on sale at Ulta so many times. They've been in their 21 days of beauty, you know, the 2-week sale that Ulta does a couple of times a year. They have been in that little sale all the time. Like, every 21 days, there's the Cover Effects Duo blushes in that little setup. And I'm like, that is one of their most popular products. The blush duos, the bronzer duos, those are beautiful. I love those, but they're always on sale. What else do they have? Like, what else do they have that people speak about? Remember when they did those little drops, those foundation drops? That was popular for a minute. Like, they had a hit with that, but it was so expensive and it didn't really go anywhere. And they did like powders, loose powders. I think, did I have their loose powder? Yeah, it did, whatever. But they haven't really done anything stellar. They haven't done anything that really hits the market and like takes the market by storm, except those little duos that people love. And people love that product, but you can't just depend on one product to carry your brand. It's not gonna happen. Look at Becca, right? You can't rely on one hit product to really carry your brand through the years. So I think Cover Effects is on their way out. I mean, I don't know what to tell them. The foundation is cute. The little situation that they got going on with the powder was cute. The duos are cute, but what else you got? Nothing else. And they've never really come out like, where's the mascara? Where's the brow pencil? Where are the products that are gonna be sustainable, that are replacements for people like every couple of months? Where is it? Nowhere. Exactly. Cover Effects, you're on your way out, baby. Now let's talk about one that most people have been mentioning. ABH, Anastasia Beverly Hills. Norvina has driven this brand into the ground. I don't know how Anastasia is dealing with her, but Anastasia must be like, bitch, I gave you this brand to make it our legacy, and look what you do, you mash it up, it nah sell no more. In fact, Anastasia had to come out for the most recent launch that they had, which was the clear brow waxing, because Norvina, baby, the face of that brand, no. So I think, honestly, truly, before Anastasia bites the dust, Norvina, the spin-off brand, that's gonna bite the dust first, because every single product that Norvina has released under her little offshoot has been on sale. Child, and they go on sale like Urban Decay, like next day. How are are they on sale so quickly? Like within a month, they're on sale. Huh? What is going on? Norvina thought she had it when she was working with the influencer crowd, but she became fast fashion and then couldn't keep up. Here's the thing, you can't do that. You gotta knock it out the park for each release. Like, you gotta be on top of it. And I think it all started with the, oh my God, what the hell is the name of that palette? Subculture. So remember how Modern Renaissance was like the really like runaway success for the brand? Like that one took the market by storm. That was when Anastasia Beverly Hills was really on everybody's lips. Before the brow pencils, everybody uses the brow pencils. That's how the brand started, with brow pencils, and that was great, that was successful. But when Norvina came on the scene, she was like, okay, color cosmetics, right? Because they've tried that in the past. Anastasia did do foundations and all these things earlier on in the brand's lifespan, but she had settled with just brow products, and she'd focused on that until Norvina came in and was like, all right, eyeshadow palettes. And there were single eyeshadows that released, the contour palette that was released, the contour singles, the sculpting. Listen, all of those things were amazing. The brow pomade, listen, great, because they're known for their brows. And the contour palettes came out during a time where everybody was contouring. Everybody loved the Kat Von D sculpting kit. Listen, sculpting kits were the thing, but then people stopped contouring as much. So now you need another like hit. That's when Modern Renaissance came in and like was like, here I am. And then she also did those highlighter palettes. Those were really stellar as well, but then those were discontinued. She tried her hand at single highlighters. Those didn't really pan out well. I love those highlighters. I still have them and I still think they're amazing. Love them. And she's had success with like other collaborations. So the Amrezy highlighter did really, really well. The Jackie Aina palette is still among faves for a lot of people. The Sultry palette was a runaway success as well, but it was only limited edition. It's come back since, but it was limited edition, which I think that should have been permanent, versus the Norvina palette, because Norvina got too big for her britches. When Norvina started with the brand, she was in the background. She was just like developing products and minding her business, right? But then she started getting into the influencer crowd and social media, and she just started like really feeling herself. And I love when women feel themselves. Like, go ahead girl, get it. And she started hanging out with glamazons such as Amrezy. I mean, Amrezy is fabulous, glammed up every single day, okay? Probably not every day, but you know what I mean? Like her pictures, her Instagram feed is something to aspire to, okay? Amrezy's out here showing you how to be a baddie. And I think Norvina kind of ended up getting a little bit of that Instagram baddie vibe too, and she started doing photo shoots left and right. She became, honestly, truly, if I'm honest with you, she's kind of a little bit Jeffree Star-ish in that sense, because it's always a photo shoot, always a wig, always hair color changing. She's always like, you know what I mean? So she's very Jeffree Star, and she's friends with Jeffree Star. I see you, Norvina. I see her, but you know, whatever. I'm not even gonna get into that. But she got into that influencer crowd and she started just, that's what the brand became, an influencer brand. And that was never Anastasia Beverly Hills. Anastasia Beverly Hills was supposed to be classic, was supposed to be like foundation, basic products, everyday products that you needed. And Norvina, woo, mashed it up, dragged it through the mud, starting with the Subculture release. I think Subculture, the way she kind of approached that, because she dogged Alyssa Ashley. Y'all remember Alyssa Ashley was the one who swirled her brush in the product and it went everywhere, like it picked up so much product. Alyssa Ashley started that, and ooh, she went after Alyssa and everybody else that was talking about how the product doesn't blend well, and then they reformulated but without telling anybody, because they were standing 10 toes deep in that the palette was great, there was nothing wrong with it, it's amazing, y'all just don't know to apply makeup. So that was their first like ding, like their first strike. That's where they went wrong. And then they came out with stellar products that they discontinued or were limited edition. So the Makeup by Mario palette, that was so fantastic. That was such a good launch. It was one of their best palettes to date, formula wise and color story wise. That was limited edition, never came back. Not even limited edition, they said it was special edition, never came back. The Sultry palette, like I mentioned, yes, but what did they make permanent? The Norvina palette? The Norvina palette, nobody loved that, okay? Then they have like the Alyssa Edwards palette. That was trash. The nautical palette, that theme, I don't even remember what the name of it was, but no one cared, right? They came out with so many duds before they came out with a good product, and the good product was Jackie Aina. And even Jackie Aina, that collaboration, one of their better color stories, not for me, but a lot of people love that. And the formulation, I will say, is one of their better formulated products. They paid that collection dust. They treated Jackie Aina like the help, is pretty much how I view it, because they did not give her her shine. They did not give her the energy that she needed, but yet they want to push Carly Bible and that little dusty twinkly palette, please. Oh, please. So there's where they went wrong again. And then on top of that, so right behind the Jackie Aina launch is when Norvina launched her little spin-off. And not only did she launch a spin-off, she started like flooding the market with all kinds of crap. They literally had like 20 to 30 launches that year, and people were not having it. People were so sick and tired of it. And the way it was done was kind of sneaky, because the Norvina palette ended up having 4 versions, right? But when she released it, it was like, oh, you know, nothing's gonna come out for a few months, a few weeks. Yeah, so we thought. Next thing we know, there's a Norvina 2, a 3, and a 4 right behind it, back to back. And people are like, listen, why didn't you just release them all together so that people could choose the one that they love? Right? People ended up getting Norvina 1 because they thought that was gonna be it for a while. No, 1 month later, less than a month later, you have the other 3. So it's like you could have just chosen your favorite color story. And here I am, I'm at the same spot where I did my card chat video where I said I bought all 3 of the fucking palettes. I was such a clown, okay? So I bought the palettes, but nothing from Norvina's collection has enticed me, and I think that muddied the waters for the Anastasia Beverly Hills brand itself. And I mean, it's trying to come back. It's trying to do like little soft launches here or there to see if they can come back. And I know they got a large investor, but I feel like it's not long for this world either. Maybe they'll just go back to brow products, because I'm sure those brow products, maybe not, because Benefit, everybody makes brow products and they make good brow products in the drugstore. Maybe people aren't checking for that anymore. I don't think they're long for this world either, but we'll see. They probably can hang on for a couple more years, probably. I think so. All right, next, Laura Mercier. I hate to say it, but Laura Mercier, another Laura, I don't know how long they have. Like the under eye powder, right? Ooh, people love it, but they've done eyeshadow palettes. People are not as in love. I remember they did was it 16 pans or 15? I don't know. It was a eyeshadow palette. I know the artist palette that did really well for a while, and then it was just dust. Nobody wants them anymore. Laura Mercier, what are you doing? Foundation didn't really hit. Powders aren't hitting anymore. What are you doing? You know, people realize that the Laura Mercier powder look a little dry. It look a little ashy, because that was at the height of like Tarte Shape Tape concealer. So, oh crap, no, oh crap, that was my exit. Crap, no, that's not my exit. Oh, I thought I missed my exit, child. But yeah, that wasn't really hitting. Their products aren't hitting anymore. They've done like other releases that I don't hear anybody talking about. So I don't think Laura Mercier has long to go. I just don't see it. Not gonna happen. Woo, my battery just died, child. Hopefully I got the last thing that I was saying. But here's another one that I don't think is on a lot of people's radar for shutting down, but I don't think they're doing well. Kylie Cosmetics. I know people are probably like, Kylie sells out everything. No, I don't think so. Look at the Ulta website. They have not been selling. In fact, they're on sale for like 50% off all the products, and I'm like, 50% off? Are you serious? They had a hit with the Grinch collection. People really seem to like that, but how many of the other collections have really been like big sellers? I'm asking, because for real, I don't see people talking about Kylie lip kits anymore. Remember when those were all the rage, when liquid lipsticks were the thing, and when people were into her lips because they were like, oh my god, how can I get full lips like Kylie? And they were sucking on things. Girl, that was a time. Like, what was happening? Come to find out, she had lip injections all this time, and a lot of people are just doing lip injections now. Okay, just go with it. I don't like it, honestly, truly, but that is not my business. I mind my business. People do what they want and do what makes them happy, and I applaud you. If you like it, I love it. So anyway, Kylie, I don't hear anybody talking about them. Again, she was a hit with Jaclyn Hill. Listen, Jaclyn Hill really talked about her products, but who is buying all the palettes anymore? The lip colors, who the highlighters, does she even have highlighters? I know she had a concealer, but everything, again, 50% off at Ulta. So they made it into Ulta stores. Was it last year or the year before? It's recent, and they were acquired by, was it Coty? I don't remember. It's another big parent company, a cosmetics parent company. I think it was Coty, but they overinflated their value because, oh, it was projected to be the first $1 billion. No, you lying. They overinflated their impact. They overinflated their forecast, and they're not doing as well as the parent company probably expected them to do. So they went into Ulta, and it was obvious from the sales in Ulta that the brand isn't as much of a cash cow as they thought. Yes, she was selling out things, but she has control over it with the Kylie Cosmetics website. That was e-commerce, and people, let me tell you something. When things are like hard to get and it feels like a challenge to get products, like Jeffree Star like banked on that, Kylie Cosmetics banked on that, where it was so elusive that you had to be on the website at a certain time to get your hands on it. It's gonna sell out, and then you're gonna be a part of the elite group that actually got it. That does something, okay? That is a marketing strategy. And now that things are available in Ulta, it's more accessible and it's not as elusive as it used to be. It's not a unicorn anymore, so anybody can get it. So people aren't as interested. So they were using scarcity marketing, and now they can no longer do that, and it's no longer sustainable. So I think, honestly, Coty might cut their losses in a couple of years. I don't see that they're gonna be around for long, because if I'm honest, Kylie Cosmetics was a fast fashion brand. It was pretty much like Forever 21, and nobody is Forever 21. So Kylie has a child now, she has a family, she's older, she's not like hitting with the younger generation as much anymore. I know she's still very popular, don't get me wrong. Obviously, she's still very influential and still very marketable, but I don't know if her impact is as extreme anymore, because people are begging their parents to buy them these products. But I don't know if that audience has now outgrown her. They've moved on to other brands, higher quality brands. Because the thing is, as you get older, your tastes change, and the brands that you're interested in change as well. So you start looking to other more let me not say classy, but more basic looking, less trendy type of brands. You know what I mean? You now have your little black dress and you have your white t-shirt and blue jeans look. You're not really wearing the cutout dresses anymore and the crop tops with, you know what I'm saying? Like, your tastes evolve and change as you get older. You're in the workforce. You're no longer like partying every night, going to bars and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, as you mature and your path in life changes, other things change along with it, and your interest in makeup also changes. So I don't know that she's still gonna appeal to that younger crowd. Like, does she still appeal to young teenagers or even like 16, 17, 18-year-olds? Is she still like vibing with them and young 20-year-olds? I don't know, but I don't think Kylie Cosmetics has long to go, just because I see how the sales are going and how dismal they're doing in Ulta. And that goes to show you, a lot of brands have been going to Sephora and Ulta. Like, that's the ultimate achievement, right? You go to Ulta and Sephora and you're gonna really be successful. We've seen that being in brick and mortar stores, like the typical cosmetic retailers, don't necessarily work out for a lot of brands. In fact, they go to these stores and they end up having to just withdraw. They don't last long because they don't blow up the way that they expect it to. And Ulta and Sephora take a good chunk of the profit from that, from those brands that have them in store, so they're not seeing the same profit margin as they did when they were e-commerce only and they were online with their own website. So maybe some of these brands will just go to e-commerce and do their own thing rather than being in these stores. But I don't know. Kylie Cosmetics is another one on my list. There are quite a few on my list and I wrote them down, but I don't remember all of them right now. Lorac, I spoke about Lorac's rebranding. Lorac, I don't think they tried. They really tried. I don't think they have much longer. They did really well with their pro palettes. Those were successful for years. They did well with the Mega Pros as well, but they haven't released anything recently that people are in love with. I don't see them hanging on for much longer either, and I think this rebrand and the relaunch was kind of a flop, so they haven't seen the success that they were probably anticipating from doing it this way. So they are one that would benefit from influencer marketing. Probably they don't have the budget for it, but they're flopping. They are flopping, and I think they're tanking. They're gonna go. Next up, we have Makeup Geek. I think Makeup Geek is also going to go under pretty quickly. Marlena did the rebrand, but again, have you heard anybody talk about Makeup Geek? And she's released like a mascara and no one's talking about her. I just think Makeup Geek had its time, and I don't think it was meant to be a long-term sustainable brand. I think it was just for a moment, and it was a moment when beauty influencers were the thing, you know. But all these scandals, people are moving away from the community. People are like watching different people instead now, and I think the beauty influencer brands aren't gonna do as well. There are gonna be some that are successful, but some I don't think can really go mainstream and long term. So Makeup Geek had its moment, and I think it's time to go. I can't remember now what's on my list. Oh my god, I was supposed to bring my list with me, but I didn't, so I'm just like shooting off the top of my head right now trying to remember. I know people think Urban Decay is on the list. I don't, somehow I don't feel like Urban Decay is quite there yet, but they have the potential to really fall off as well because they haven't been doing well, and you see all their palettes go on sale, and again, they haven't been hitting with the marketing and the promos. But I think there's a market for Urban Decay. Somehow I feel like they're hanging on because they're edgy enough but still basic enough to like appeal to a wider audience. Like they can appeal to a younger crowd, but they can also appeal to like the classic crowd. So I don't know. I love their foundation products. I know people love their naked palettes, but are they as popular as they used to be? Definitely not, especially with social media. But I don't know. There's just something about Urban Decay. They're holding on. They did a little reformulation and thing with their eyeshadows recently, like a couple of days ago. And I don't know. And they did a little change with their influencer marketing. They changed their PR a bit. Now they're going to smaller influencers, and that's the angle that a lot of brands need to take. They need to start marketing through smaller influencers. But here's the thing, here's the caveat, there's a pro and con to it, because smaller influencers are gonna be more truthful, hopefully, and smaller influencers are a lot more honest. And I've seen that with the influencers that I watch that get PR from Urban Decay. They've been very honest about not loving the products that they've gotten in PR. So I don't think they're just gonna say great things to say on the PR list. But I don't know. Urban Decay is the one that I'm like, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe they'll be okay, but maybe not, you know? I'm hoping they'll be okay because there's some great products from them that I really love, like their foundation and concealer. I love those so much. And I also love the palettes that I have from them. So I don't know. I know people think Urban Decay is on the chopping block, but somehow I feel like they'll be all right. I feel like they will be okay for a little bit. You know who else? Bare Minerals, It Cosmetics. I don't like what I don't know. Bare Minerals I think has an older audience as well, kind of like Laura Geller. So maybe that's what's keeping them afloat. Maybe that's it. And then It Cosmetics, again, an older audience, but I don't know that, I just don't see it for them. They haven't been doing that great. So I just don't know how long they're gonna, what is this? Me can't, but what kind of wally pa don't parking? No, me not like it. Me not like Brooklyn for this reason. Mommy, move, go somewhere. She is moving, but why me can never park a Brooklyn? Can never park, and when me do park, me get ticket. Lord have mercy. Anyway, I'm gonna try to find somewhere. Oh, then block off here, so for the restaurant, the outdoor eat. You know what? I'm going about my business. But anyway, I don't know. I just don't know as far as Urban Decay and It Cosmetics, and I just don't know. I don't think It Cosmetics and Bare Minerals have much longer. They're not gonna last much longer. Other than that, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, so we're just gonna child, and my throat is dry. We're just gonna end it right there, child. So let me know what other brands you think are on the chopping block, and maybe I can do a follow-up sit-down video where I speak about the brands that are on my list that I didn't remember, like right now, and then you guys can tell me the other brands that you think are on the edge, and I can include those in another video. Same beef? What do you mean same beef? I don't understand, sir. What is that for, a vanity plate? What are you talking about? Come, sir, you know, so the car them a block the way. Why you have to come down so hard? You want to play chicken with me? I swear to God, people don't know if you drive on Share Road or not. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. What brands, again, that you think are on the chopping block. Do you agree with the brands that I mentioned? Give me feedback. Let me know. And like I said, check out my other video where we spoke about Becca, like focused on Becca. That's what we spoke about for the entirety of the video. So I'm gonna go. Y'all stay safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.